This week continues to amaze me. Now Forsberg is scoring lacrosse-style goals. And hey, before you know it, every coach in this league might get fired this season. Preds lose 4-2 to the Edmonton Oilers. Unfortunately, the Preds succumb to the classic, lose the last game of your road trip before you head home. Hopefully, this will be a good lesson for this team, and Coach Hines will be able to help this team where they have struggled before this season, which is to pull out a point in a game late when you are tied or trailing by just one goal. The Preds try to continue the trend of this road trip that they did in Chicago and Winnipeg of scoring first, but unfortunately Ryan Nugent-Hopkins would be the one to open the scoring, and he gives the Oilers a 1-0 lead. It does not take the Preds very long to respond. Matt Duchene wins the faceoff to the right of Mike Smith, and he gets the puck to Philip Forsberg, who was on the opposite hand of a proper wraparound. So what does Forsberg decide to do? With speed, he picks the puck up on his stick and behind, and even though Mike Smith gets into position to try and glove it, Forsberg is able to wrap it in. First a goalie goal last Thursday, and finally a lacrosse-style goal Tuesday night. This team is just full of tricks, and this game is tied at 1. 5 minutes later, fourth liner Colin Blackwell wants in on the festivities as him and Nick Bonino play give and go, and Colin Blackwell gets the puck on his stick and he buries his second career goal. How amazing has Nick Bonino been this season, and it's not even a contract year for him. Unfortunately though, the Preds cannot hold on to this lead into the first intermission as Yannick Weber hooks Yamamoto for the Oilers, and that lethal Oilers power play goes to work, and eventually Chason scores to tie it at 2, assisted by none other than Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, the two most potent scorers for the Oilers. Preds are still hungry in the second, but just can't get another puck past Mike Smith. And despite outshooting the Oilers 12-10 in that second period, the Oilers would eventually get the lead as Archibald, set up by who else? Mr. Oiler right now, Connor McDavid, and it's 3-2 Oilers after 2. Early in the third, Leon Draisaitl gets a breakaway chance on Pekka Rinne to try and make it a 2-goal lead for the Oilers, but Rinne makes a big blocker save. Overall, since the coaching change, I have to say Rinne has played a lot better. Perhaps it's because the defensemen and players in front of him are playing better under this new system. Preds get a chance with about 11.5 minutes to go in the third, but just can't get it to go to tie this game. Philip Forsberg would get a point-blank chance to tie the game for the Preds, but Mike Smith makes a great pad save to keep the Oilers' lead at 1. Later, Rocco Grimaldi takes a necessary, yes, sometimes penalties are necessary, a necessary interference penalty that would have resulted in an odd man rush for the Oilers otherwise, and the Preds penalty kill goes back to work. As the Preds kill off that penalty, the Oilers with Connor McDavid get a great chance to make it a 2-goal lead again, but Rinne robs them. Late in the game, as the Preds attempt to pull Rinne from the net so they can put an extra attacker on with the intent to tie the game, the Oilers gain possession of the puck before Rinne is completely off the ice, and the extra attacker has jumped onto the ice before Rinne was able to leave, so the Preds get called for too many men on the ice. Eventually, the Preds do pull Rinne, so it is only 5-on-5 with the goalie pulled, and as best as the Preds try to play prevent defense, the Oilers get the puck and are able to bury it into the empty cage. Draisaitl's second of the game, final score, Oilers 4, Preds 2. Would it have been nice to get all 3 wins on this road trip? Of course it would have. But if you could only get just 2 of them, it's definitely nicer getting them against the 2 teams that you are competing with for wildcard spots in the Central Division. And you got them in regulation. Certainly, after the 8 ball, this team has put itself behind in the first half of the season, it doesn't leave a lot of wiggle room for the second half of the season. But considering how many games in hand this team has, this team might finally gasp for air if it can continue to win games at a 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 clip in the second half of the season. But you know what's going to have to stop soon if this team is to have a chance at reaching playoff hockey come April? Games where Ryan, Matt, Victor, and Mikhail can't come up with a clutch goal to tie the game when they're losing in the latter half of the third period. Come home and finish strong, Preds, with 2 winnable home games, Thursday against Anaheim and Saturday against Buffalo before the bye week. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, hit like if you like this video. Hit subscribe if you really like it. You can find all of my social media by clicking on the channel name. Tell all of your Preds friends who haven't seen it yet, check out that Forsberg goal.